Hello everyone, I'm AltimaMantoid. Welcome back to another Pokemon Online battle. This was an not OU, this was a UU match actually. I haven't played many UU in a while, so I thought I'd make a team for it. My opponent is Hotwax, who opens up with Banette, who like nobody ever sees. So I send out Racer X the Excelgor. He starts with a Magic Coat, which bounces my spikes back into my field, meaning that I will be taking 12.5% every turn that I send somebody in, but he goes for a Sucker Punch, and because I went for me first, which is considered an attack, he gets the Sucker Punch, then Shadow Sneaks, taking out Razor X, so I send in Hacking the Weezing. He does a Magic Coat. I guess he was expecting a burn, but I used Flamethrower once, and then twice after he does another Magic Coat. So he uses a Sunny Day, and I'm sitting here thinking, why is he using Sunny Day? Because it just boosts my Flamethrower's attack, which was enough to knock him out anyway. But then I see that he's running a Flareon. So I bring in Hamlet to resist the now massively powerful Fire-type attacks. So he goes for a Flame Charge, which gets a speed boost out of it. And Hamlet gets leftovers. Nom nom. Flareon uses Work Up to try and get some sort of advantage, boosting his special attack and his regular attack. And Hamlet goes in with a missed Head Smash, and Flareon retaliates with a Flame Charge, not quite capable of the KO. But this turn, Hamlet actually gets the Head Smash off, which knocks out Flareon. Unfortunately, the recoil damage puts him in serious danger. Or her, actually, I believe. It was a female. I don't remember. Either way, he sends in Sudowoodo, named Green, who eats Hammer Arm and manages to survive it. He then at this point goes for a Curse. Sunlight still beaming down. He gets me with a Sucker Punch though, fair and square, which is just enough to knock out Hamlet, even though it's not very effective. So I send back in Hacking the Weezing, thinking that maybe I could soak up some of the physical damage, but instead he switches to Hypno, who soaks up the Will-O-Wisp. I was thinking, Hacking could soak up Sudowoodo, but, Special Wall doesn't quite work that way, weakness. So I send in Grace the Melodic, who eats Hypno's Psychic, which doesn't do a whole lot, but it does enough to be a bother. The sunlight finally fades, and the weather returns to normal. So he switches out his Hypno for Cacturn, who soaks up Scald with no problems whatsoever, due to resistances. Then he drops a substitute, the Dragon Tail, not breaking the substitute, and because it is a substitute, does not force the switch that it should. So Cacturn goes for Growth as I manage to switch, because I don't really have much a choice but to switch. So I go for a Perish Song to try and force my own switch while he Giga Drains. I figured if I can't get him because of the substitute, I will make him lose the substitute by just switching. So this turn I go for a Protect, but I don't know if it's a prediction or not, but he goes for a Growth this turn, boosting his attack and special attack. Now to a ×2. Perish will go off in 2 turns. So I go and I manage to succeed on a second Protect in a row, and the Giga Drain is nulled because of that. And this turn, everybody's down to 1, so I switch and bring in Grace the Melodic, and he brings in Green the Sudowoodo to break the Perish Song so that nobody is instantly KO'd. Due to typing, though, he switches out his Sudowoodo and brings back in Hypno, who gets Dragon-tailed right back out, bringing in his Poliwrath. Grace uses Toxic, therefore sealing Poliwrath's fate. However, he Circle Throws the poor girl right back out and bringing in Banshee the Mismagus. And with that, Banshee locks Poliwrath into combat with a mean look. Poliwrath coming in with a Scald. I don't know why Scald. Poliwrath is more physical and Scald's a special attack, but whatever. Takes toxic damage. Perish Song is now up. They will both pass out in 3 turns, or faint, however you want to put it. Poliwrath for another Scald, obviously, and of course leftovers, nom nom nom. Banshee with a Pain Split to try and heal itself, and it eats a little bit of damage from Scald. I believe it was enough to counter the Pain Split and then some. The Perish Song now dropping to 2 turns. Banshee going for the Protect. Poliwrath curing itself of the Toxic Poison with Rest. Unfortunately, that kind of seals its fate as I switch Banshee and bring in Grace for the 1-turn KO, or the instant KO, because Perish Song's count drops to 0, and it knocks out Poliwrath. Of course, he forces me out with Cacturn, so I bring in Hacking the Weezing, and as he drops a substitute. Of course, that cuts his HP a little bit, but that's not a problem because Flamethrower takes it out. But instead of taking all that damage, he just takes 25%, which he uses that turn for a growth to get his attack and special attack up. Catches me with a Sucker Punch as I manage to hit it with a Flamethrower. Does quite a bit of damage. The Sucker Punch not doing as much as he would have anticipated. And, of course, at this point, he switches in for Hypno due to typing, and Hypno already being burned made the Will-O-Wisp completely null and void. So I'll bring in Grace, not sure what to really play at this point. Unfortunately, I walk into the Hypno Switcheroo trap, as he drops Choice Specs onto my Melodic, making her pretty much useless, and gaining leftovers in its place. So now that makes Hypno even more bulky than he was before. Grace hits with a Scald. Hypno goes for a Nasty Plot to give himself double the special attack, but it's too late. The Scald is enough to take him out. And since Melodic is locked into Scald, she doesn't really have much of a use to go. So I let her be out in the field with the type advantage, taking the Giga Drain. Of course, then I do switch in the end, but, you know, I guess I really didn't want to lose her. Cacturn uses Growth on the turn that I switch, so I go for a Perish Song. Knowing what this thing is capable of, unfortunately the Giga Drain is enough to knock Banshee out. The Perish Song is still in effect though, but only on him. Of course, it forces him to switch, as he brings in Sudowoodo again, or Green, as Hacking uses Clear Smog. Was going to try and clear the stats on the friggin' Cacturn, except, you know, he switched, so it kind of removed him. And I do manage to get the burn on Green, which makes his Stone Edge pretty weak, even with all that, you know, high defense, I guess. But he hits with a Wood Hammer, which does virtually no damage, so I gain more back from the Black Sludge than I actually took. So I finish him off with a Flamethrower, which leaves him with simply that annoying Cacturn, who I really underestimated this battle. Hit him with a Flamethrower, and he gets a Growth. I think at this point he's trying to figure out how he's going to take this thing down. Hacking being a very sturdy wall. Of course, I don't want him to get any stat boost, so I Clear Smog, which is actually super effective against him. Yeah, one of the few times where Poison actually hits a pure Grass type, and it's still super effective. But he hits with a Giga Drain, which does nothing. I keep Clear Smogging him to keep him from boosting up, but he continues to try and Life Leech with Giga Drain, doing everything he can to survive as long as he can, but the Clear Smog is enough for the KO, which, of course, eliminates his stats needlessly, so. Very good match, Hotwax. I like how it just kind of went back and forth pretty much the whole way. It's almost like a bit of a mind game, but anyways, I will see you all next time. I'm AltimaMantoid, and this is another Pokemon Online battle. Till next time, take care and have fun.